So we spend 1/3 of our life sleeping, yet most human beings have no idea what their quality of sleep is or the impact that has on their life. The question that I have for you is, do you know how well you sleep? This whole conversation for me started with a mentor and a client of mine. His name is Sam Ovens, this guy.
Because if you don't have the discipline to go to bed and wake up, how are you going to have the discipline to do other things?
Sam runs a company called consulting.com, and he helps people start and grow their businesses. And in this one video, he was giving advice to someone about what's the first thing that every entrepreneur needs to do in order to really grow their business and get to the next level. And he said something quite contrary to what most people might think. He said the first thing that someone needs to do is buy an Oura Ring. He went on to argue that the reason why entrepreneurs need to buy an Oura Ring is because most entrepreneurs sleep terribly. Most people in general just sleep terribly. And so he said what happens is when you buy an Oura Ring, you become aware of how you're sleeping, and therefore you are forced to start changing how you make decisions about your sleep. And what happens is when you sleep well, you start making better decisions, you can think more clearly, your hormones are balanced, you're emotionally more stable, and you have more energy and you're more productive and more focused. This really struck me because this isn't something that you would normally hear some business guru talking about. And logically it made sense to me, like why would we ever try to change anything else in our life or business before we address the most rudimentary, most fundamental, basic human function, which is sleep. But beyond the scope of just how this applies in business, I saw the ramifications that this could have in everyday health and how we get to experience life on a day-to-day basis. Now, you might be asking, Kyle, why would you take all this time to make a video about a little ring, a little tracking ring? The reason why this is so important to me is about 3 years ago, I had what I would call a health crisis brought on by stress, lifestyle, and poor decision making, really. And during that time, I searched for everything I could under the sun to find the answers to my health challenges. Darren Hardy wrote this book called The Compound Effect. And we all know the impacts of compound interest on our money, right? If you save a penny now and you invest it over the 30, whatever, you know, you've heard it before. So here's the deal. When I was making these adjustments in my lifestyle, what I realized is that instead of trying to do this big grandiose thing like all in one swoop, what I really needed to focus on was making these little micro lifestyle adjustments and changing these habits over time to give me that compound effect that was really going to make a huge impact on my life and on my health long term. So I saw Oura Ring as a really easy gateway to do that. And so I bought the Oura Ring, and within a couple days, I started noticing the ramifications of being more conscious of my sleep. I started going to bed earlier. I started putting on blue light blocking glasses, those geeky glasses that you see people wear sometimes. I started setting up my room in a way that was very Zen-like and prepared me for sleep. I began to get off technology earlier and start winding down with maybe a book or some meditation or some breath work or a bath or something else to sort of shift my body into the place of like, oh, okay, now it's time to sleep. The Oura Ring works with having these little sensors on the inside of the ring. And these little sensors pick up data from your body and send it to an app. In the app, you can see your readiness score, your sleep score, your activity score, and many other health metrics that can tell you lots of good information about how you might be feeling that day or what's going on inside your body based on the choices that you made the day prior. So what happened after I started wearing the Oura Ring for 6 months? Almost automatically, I started creating a nighttime routine. I started getting ready for bed earlier. I stopped eating food after 7 p.m. or at least tried to avoid it. And I disconnected from electronics a lot earlier. And almost naturally, I started making these micro adjustments in my lifestyle just by wearing the ring because I was more aware of my behavior. So after wearing the Oura Ring for a while now, I can safely say that it's one of the best investments that I've made in a long time. And I say that because just by moving some awareness and being more intentional about the health of my sleep, I feel like it's dramatically improved the quality of my life. I deal with stress better. I'm much more calm just overall. I recover much better. I have consistent energy throughout the day. And overall, I'm just a bit happier. One thing that Sam said to me that really stuck with me was, when we measure something, behavior changes. And I think this is a really interesting concept, because just by simply putting this ring on your finger, you become more aware. And when you become more aware and you see what your behavior is actually contributing to, you don't really have a choice but to change. And when I'm feeling off, or I'm feeling anxious, or I'm feeling stressed, the first thing that I go to, the first thing that I look at is like, how am I sleeping? And this video isn't a big pitch for Oura Ring or any other sleep tracker. Oura Ring's just the one that I chose, and it's the one that I use. What I really wanted to do with this video is start a conversation around sleep, and just get you to start thinking about, how well are you sleeping? Hey, so I hope you liked the video. If you do, give it a big thumbs up. It helps out a lot. And consider subscribing. I'm going to be adding a lot more content like this coming soon. And blow me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about the Oura Ring. Let me know what you think about sleep tracking. Do you have sleep problems? What's your sleep like? I want to know. Hit me up there. I'll see you soon.